continued painting some fish heads and got another printing, focusing on the ones that sink now. And here's my little demonstration. Still pretty stoked that it was a very simple thing to manipulate, and I was thinking also could make less infill to give them even more buoyancy, so you could have maybe different strengths of flotation. But you can see the one on the bottom sinks, and of course the one floating on top, and this has been in water all night. Just continuing to decorate them and giving a shot at coating them in resin. So I've got a nice little spread, nice refraction. The kind of opalescent sequins over black is my favorite thus far. And the flash glitter with the purple ones. And the neon heads should be dry now. I used puffy paint, so it took a long time to dry. And UV reactive, but they're also glow in the dark. Well, two of them are glow in the dark. Nice, nice. So I'm gonna try to put some of the flash glitter over and then a sequin on top. And the blue ones, I really like how those came out also. Kind of like a cat eye. And look, I'll post the link to this fish head again. And I'm not exactly sure how to work with them. I'm also going to try to scale down and make a smaller size. And yeah, so when I'm done with these, I'm more than happy to ship some out and to see how they could be used, and if they're useful, I'll keep making more. I'm going to keep making more anyway, or the sinking ones. And I also have these securing. I used the leftover of the glittered resin to just paint on top, and it worked perfectly. Gave them a nice glossy finish, and of course flash. And those have the glow-in-the-dark eyes too. I did do one of the blue titanium. I really like how they look painted with the resin, so I'm gonna grab those brushes and try those to. Just gonna throw a few there. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna start first by just finishing the neon eyes. And using Mr. Resin, it has the least amount of tackiness after curing that I've come across yet. Excuse me. I ate some spicy noodles. Alright, so I need just like a ribbon so my hair doesn't get. Maybe this will do. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I was planning on heading back to the gut pile today, but it's been raining on and off, and I don't want to get trapped back there yet. Not prepared for all that. I'm gonna do. Hair's falling out already. I kept them on the little supports so they could just dry standing up. Alright. Let me throw a mask on. And I did hear that. Let me grab the fish head so I could continue and keep a flow of them printing. couldn't figure out how to like put multiple on the plate. Beautiful. Found some fluorescent, what is this called again? The filament. Some fluorescent filament. And I'm gonna mark it so I know which ones sink and which ones float. I got a little pile of the ones that sink ready to go. I'm gonna get one printing the real quick. And all I did for it was really simple. I went to print settings and infill, fill density to 100%, and I just do line, and it worked perfectly. So got another on. Takes 9 minutes to print each head. Let me open this so I don't. Hello, Shwani Tomar. My name is Jamie. JaimeLyn. Can't. Oh, hey, that's gonna stay. Nice. Alright. So. Just pick up a blob. Put it in there. Whoops, I just now remembered I wanted to do the holographic glitter in it. Do it for the next one. I'm slowly kind of doming it up. And, I am gonna put a holographic glitter piece down first. I just love how they look so much. Gonna try to spook. You know what? I'm not gonna put the dark one. I have even smaller octagons here. This is actually a sample bag that came for free. Just need a few for pupils. Pick one up. Oh. Pick one up. Trying to just get it centered a little bit. A little more resin on top. Because the dome, if you dome that resin, it helps it refract a little bit more. Beautiful. I definitely am going to. Hello, BSK Life Journey. Hello, Dong Maker. Yeah, I do need to. I keep losing my cup. I gotta go refill it with some water. And they're glow in the dark, the back area. I'm not the biggest fan of these ones thus far. Definitely gonna add the glitter to the next one. And there's a thermal mica powder that you could add to resin. And it changes with temperature. And they also have ones that change in the sun. I was thinking maybe that could imitate some life, because some creatures, how they change colors. I forgot what glitter I used for a second. Get it in there, down in there. Pops the bubbles. The bubbles aren't the biggest issue, however, they grow in size as they cure, so sometimes that could really affect how you feel about a piece. Nice domes on these. That's set. A little tacky still, so I just put it under the light. Are these done yet? Or are they still a little tacky? And the ones I paint, I'm going to, it's really toxic. I usually forget to wear a mask, and it is extremely toxic. I'm sure I could find a warning on here. Let's see. Attention! The material may feel hot after curing. Please use caution removing work from the light source. It heats up. And avoid contact with skin, furniture, and clothes until fully cured. If product gets onto your skin, use an alcohol wipe to clean it off. This product is not edible. Work away from direct light to avoid premature curing. Our resin has a smell which disappears once cured. Work in a well-ventilated room. Wear gloves and UV protective eyewear when working. Store this product in a cool, dark place. Use as soon as possible after opening the seal. It is starting to get a little thick, but it's been brilliant for this. And a lot easier to dome in really shallow channels. So the material, this is called UV resin. It's a joy. It is toxic, but it's a joy. I make a ton of jewelry with it. And all kinds of things, really. Should have found my favorite. This is my favorite. Made this with two separate, made this with two separate molds. And put a mirror on the inside. Made the chain with just scrap beads, and it doesn't hang great, like, but when it's on, it does. And used mica on the wings, and the resin is super clear, and that's mylar in there. Almost makes it very like opal. Anything else? I mean, this was one of my first pieces I just did for fun. It's pieces of Lotteria tickets. And rose petals and moonstone make up the color in it. And you can even cure onto watercolor paper because it's nice and thick. So I did some of my doodles. I just drew on watercolor paper. Did a sword. Just quick little doodles. There's some Mod Podge on it, so your watercolor doesn't migrate. And like, it's a thick piece of plastic. saw, is it Coast Fly? Using UV resin on lures, and I was like, oh, I gotta try that. And a bunch of things kind of collided in once. And, oh, hard to breathe down in here. Oh yeah, let me keep this light on. Where did I put the... Alright. I have to mix some of the holographic. I gotta refill my little jar soon, but this stuff is great. And it comes in different colors, but it's very flashy, very reflective. It reflects every color. Ooh. I don't put too much, because the lot goes a long way. And the more glitter, the less the UV light can penetrate. So it has a little bit of an issue curing. But it's so pretty. Don't know if you can see. There's a company called Solar Dust Company. I really want to try their products for this. One thing I also want to do real quick is, mica. Thinking like blue and orange. I don't really know what I'm trying to replicate, but I think that'll be a nice contrast to see how this does. And all this mica was like 12 bucks on Amazon, and it'll last me a lifetime. And you can use it for all kinds of stuff. I do want a gold tone one. They did have a gold tone one. It was sold out, but now this stuff is really easy to get. I found one listing, and it was in Germany, and now the glitters are getting finer and finer. You can make, like, some fish eyes will have that really neat opalescence, and that could be achieved so easily with this stuff. Let me make sure it's the right, I'm saying it right. Solar Dust Company. SolarColorDust.com. They have thermal, temperature sensitive, glow in the dark, fluorescent. Let's see, I'm gonna try to light up. So it's just called SolarColorDust.com. I'm gonna put it in the chat. They have some pretty. There's this other company. Shoot. Oh, what is it called? This is a horrible view. It makes my arms look so long. I do have some long ass arms, but let's see. Okay, so the company that made that paint, the blacker than black paint, they also, you can't use it commercially. So this other company made it, and it's at the top of my head. Blacker than Vanta Black. So there's Vanta, V-A-N-T, I think. Vanta Black paint. Culture Hustle. Culture Hustle, I think. Let me make sure this is, because there's two. Yeah, they did a Barbie pink, because a lot of colors are trademarked, so they get you as close as possible. And they have powdered pigments. Like their pink would be legit, honestly. Their pink is very bright. Breathe in that paper. I hospitalized myself once. Not on purpose. Okay, this is a sinker. I'm going to do this one. Let me finish sanding it. Just knocking off where the support grabs. Trying to also think of what color combination. Okay. So I'm just gonna paint this with resin, and then since it stays a little tacky, I'll be able to dab some mica powder onto it. I think I'm gonna do blue on the back and orange on the bottom. This is kind of the color combination I've been wanting to try for crabs, blue crabs. Probably should just go with silver, but I really want to try two opposing colors first. Just really want to know how it works out. Just need to loosen the bristles up. Doesn't even feel like a brush. The fresh ones, the bristles feel like a rigid piece of plastic. And it might be too small to do this gracefully, so just experimenting. The painting the resin over the 3D printed surfaces helps smooth it out, because you could see the lines, but after doing this it helps smooth it out a lot. Kind of makes it just look like a glossy piece of plastic. And you could really spread it around. And then I'm going to move on to the solid, or the ones that sink, because I think those will be used the most. But I don't know. Maybe it would be strategic, because I know fish after rain will drink the water off the top of the surface, or of the surface of the water, and maybe having a lure with the head that floats right at the surface might have some strategy to it. I'm not sure though. So I'm gonna lightly cure this so it's nice and tacky, or else the mica will just slide right off. Try not to look at it. It's really hard not to look at. I really, really like how the other ones came out. I wish I sealed the plastic first, because it just makes them look a little nicer. Alright, before it has time to cool down, I said blue on the back, I think. Make it nice. My legs were crossed weird. Working out good. Might add some orange and start marrying them together. Maybe I'll do a teal on this side. Nice, like, really nice. Bright teal. Oops, sorry. And when I get a little better at this, I'll be able to really replicate colors. I think a brush would be a little easier. I'm gonna see if I have one over here that I can use. I don't have any makeup brushes, but this falling apart paintbrush should do the trick. Blend it in. Not bad, first attempt. And then when this gets a little drier, I'll be able to put resin over that. And let me show one more time. These are the ones from last night. I really, really like the sequins. These little iridescent sequins. It came in a glitter sampler from Mr. Resin. That's the company, and this is the little bottle. Kind of like cat eyes. And then the blue ones. Oh, 222. Goodness. I like the mic a lot. What else? Oh, I gotta put some pupils in these. But this print didn't come out too great. Let me think. Oh yeah, well, let me do this first. I'm bouncing around again. Just adding some glitter to the eyes. And these eyes glow in the dark. It's puffy paint. And for small little channels and divots to color in, it works fantastic. The only drawback is it takes forever to dry. It took a good 12 hours for the smallest amount to dry. I was able to push a singular grain of glitter back in. Oh, it's hot back here. This mask does not help. I think this is good for you. Yeah. Alright. So, for eyes. I kind of want to do black, but I think I'm gonna miss the lines a little bit. I'm gonna take this off for a second. Hi. And for the coloring the eyes black, I've just been using nail polish. Found it in a oh, it's for resin. Actually, before that all happens, I had plenty of masks, and even when I see them, I grab them because for paint, certain paints have a ton of fumes. To this day, though, every now and then you drive past someone and they're wearing a mask in their car. It's so eerie. I could hardly breathe in the dang thing. But I live pretty dang far from civilization, so. I'm trying to push it to keep a circle. Is painting it with the resin, and then the mica kind of smooth the edges out, so it's a little harder to keep the paint. Because on top of this black, I will put the super iridescent sequin and then coat the whole thing in resin, so it'll be really shiny, high gloss. God, this smells... I don't know why, I never dug this smell. I'll never forget when I worked at a pizza shop. And I'm not judging or anything. Get that clear first. But this girl had really long nails, the acrylic kind. So when she put the dips or the salad dressing in the salads, she would literally pierce leaves. It was pretty traumatizing to witness, honestly. I might be a prude, who knows? Who cares? But oh my god, it was gnarly. Cause like she would put the cup in the salad and then like there'd be like a piece of lettuce like pierced by one of her claws, and then she would just like shake it off back into the box, and I worked with her maybe 2 days. I think I actually was replacing her because she had a kid, or was having a kid and moving out of state, but it stuck with me. Again, I might be a prude, but like, because they were so long, so the little salad things, when you put the cup in, it would, I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to judge anyone. It reminds me though of back in the 80s, there used to be hot dog stands and women would sell them in bikinis, and it's the 80s, so there were thong bikinis, and my dad was thinking about getting a hot dog. He's kind of he's really into the ladies. So anyway, it was like about to get a hot dog until he noticed that to fix their bathing suit, they would go like that. Get hot dog buns. He said that stand didn't last long. I wasn't around in the 80s, but I wish I was. The 80s in my hometown sounded the best. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna try to find a grid of holes for a drying rack, because these toothpicks with the plastic on the back, of a ton of them, and they fit perfectly to stand to dry, and that'll allow me to make so many more at once. I think a sinking one now. How am I gonna mark it though, so I know this sinks? Maybe Sharpie on the inside. I guess let me finish this one. Sticky ones I know I will use the most when I figure out how to use them. I think my hook shanks are too short. These are the longest shanked hooks that I have currently. And maybe like this. Well, it'll be like this. And then a lot of like brush. It's the longest ones I have. The largest I have just doesn't look right. And there's one more experiment. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this because I really want these green beads specifically. I just need a little dish. What is this? I really don't want to drop them. Because I have green. I want to make, there's these weird, these little green like caterpillars, super bright and short, really short. So I'm thinking I can make one of those. And I'll just use one of these. Shoot, I'm bouncing over too many things. But there's a few little things I wanted to try today. And might as well do that right now before I get serious. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, yes I do. So this incredible invention. I have plenty of these for sewing, but none this long. Fly tire is like, they're the best tools. It's been a treat discovering them. So I hope it works. Alright, I might have to get a bead needle. Yeah. Alright. See how many things I can knock over. Alright. I thought I did good. Shoot. If I were bead needles. Okay. I think I remember. Oh. Okay. But how am I gonna get? Oh, okay, good. But this was 2 needles in here, but it's not. It's what I was looking for. These are one of my favorites. I use this for just about every fiber possible. It's a beadwork needle, but it's one big loop. So you can see you don't have to worry about not being able to fit in the eye because the whole needle itself is one eye. And they're really brilliant. So no. Okay, so I have to put it on the bobbin first. The bobbin holder first. Because when you crochet like a chain, a beaded chain, you would add the beads to the spool first. I'm not very good at doing this gracefully yet, so I use 2 tools. Ooh. And then okay. It might not work. So now these will fit perfectly on this needle. Super thin but super sturdy. They do bend easily, so you gotta be a little gentle with them. You know what? I want these thicker ones because it's not gonna lay on they're gonna lay on their sides if this works. And since the thread itself will be a little raised and exposed, I plan on sealing the whole thing with resin, and maybe that'll make it look more worm-like. So I got 4 on so far. Shoot, this might not work. This idea came to me a little bit yesterday, and then kind of thought about it more when I was laying down. I'm just going to try to put them all on. Cool thing about seed beads is they're glass, so if you add too many, You don't have to worry about unraveling it. Just take your pliers and snap them. Okay. Got some beads on the bobbin thread. I'm gonna start it like a little weird, like this. Oop. I'm gonna go all the way down. And I could hold these, I think. No. I knew this part was gonna be a little awkward. Please excuse my ostrich leg arms. I can see myself in my peripherals. I should put sleeves on. I don't know why I got these like damn popsicle stick arms. I like lift all kinds of shit. Stuff. I lift all kinds of stuff. Go to the curve. Come back a bit. Okay, this is where it's gonna get tricky. I'm gonna try to I didn't think about this. Like that. I want it to stand, you know? Maybe. I think I need wider beads. I think I need wider beads. Nope. I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm gonna keep carry on though. Carry on my song. Everybody's down. What's that? Who does space trucking? I can't find it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go space trucking. Come on. As a kid, I thought that was like the dopest song possible. That and anything by Boston. I still really like Boston. Really masterpiece. The self-titled album. When I listen to that, I listen to it in full. I think I put too many beads. And that Diddy stuff is getting a little too dark for even me. I read some things that I wish I didn't. Involving eggs, what the fuck? I wouldn't wanna be around no famous people. Jesus. Alright, so that's that. Let me do one of my trust knots. Yeah, do stuff as well. And the thing is like, I don't really care that much. It's just like, all eyes were in that direction for decades, clogging up like award shows, and it just was allowed to facilitate out in the open. I think that's what gets me. And it's so common knowledge. But money and power. I don't get it. I would rather, I don't know, anything but that. So I'm doing a little whip finish. I keep calling this a whip stitch because embroidery there's a whip stitch. And I do love embroidery. Okay. I'm gonna do one more of those truss knots. I just, for some reason, I'm always convinced everything's gonna unravel. The little thing here needs some work. This is, oh, it did unravel. I pulled it like an idiot and damn it. Scary layer. I'm gonna get some resin on it right now. Oops, sorry. So, not bad. Nice little effect there. Just like how I would frame a little beaded pendant. So I'm gonna use the paintbrush and paint over the whole thing. I wish I evened them out a little bit before hitting them with resin. Damn it, I forgot the mask. It's okay. Live once or whatever. And I do know that bubbles are gonna form in the beads. I wish I could get the thread to stay down a little bit better. I shouldn't have put that front bead. I could have started like a dome taper, but well, I'll let that be layer one. I think this little light is dying already. And the thing too, unless you get Delica or Delica seed beads, Delica, D-E-L-I-C-A, they're going to be totally different sizes, and which you could be really strategic with that. Like sometimes if you make, for instance, earrings, you want both of them to be the same length. Sometimes you have to rearrange your seed beads because some are thicker than others, but the Delicas, oh, that's what I should be using. Delicas are pretty much uniform. Yeah, exactly. And there's these small green ones, and like the reason why I keep like kind of glitching when I'm talking about it is I don't have a lot of dreams, but the dreams I do have blend too much into reality. And I was like, wait, were those a dream? Because the memory is eerily similar to James and the Giant Peach. Slowly start building up the sides. I'm gonna do another layer. I'll focus on the sides through that. gonna try to round it out. And then I'm gonna try it again with delica beads. Slowly trying to sift through my mental archive of craft techniques and things that I can do and understand how to do, and merging with making wares. I might have to look in my pictures because they're like an inch long, super bright green. I just realized, is that what an inchworm is? The small ones that are like an inch long? Or inchworms inch their way about, so that's why they're called inchworms. That's it with one more layer. Starting to round out. I think for the taper, I should have used thread to add some tapers on both sides. I might clip it, put it under the light. Alright, delicate. Okay, let me look up this worm real quick. Yeah, I wish I had put better effort into remembering it. It happened 2 days ago where I was like, green worm. Worm. Well, I take pictures of a lot of worms. Oh, look at that. This is for our friends. The solid waste management shut her down, but it was called Let It Rot. And I joined in on taking a picture for her shirts. They're really nice shirts. That's her. And it was brilliant. She went, hey, look at my pants. She would take scraps from restaurants and stuff. On the back of the shirt said I got worms. Happened to be walking by when a plane came down to the emergency landing. Dang. Maybe it thinks it's a caterpillar. Got some really nice ones out here. Isn't that glorious? And of course the monarchs. Take an impossible amount of pictures. Oh, I finally saw... I see babies. Centipede. I see babies, but that's the largest one I've seen thus far. And these I wasn't sure what they are, but they're really pretty. Oh, I just had a flashback. Oh, I know. Okay, it was a real memory. So, the angel trumpet or datura plant, friend gave me one as a gift, and in those leaves, the edges of the leaves fold over, and if you peel them back, you'll see the brightest, smallest, greenest worm Caterpillar, I'm guessing. So small, bright green caterpillar, Florida. Yeah. These things. They're super small and super bright. And that's kind of what I was going for. And what gave me the idea is running into the beads and thinking, hey, those are pretty close to the color of those. I do have to get in here and I have to like bend over. I have a big tray of beads in this. Yeah. Making them now. I have to have some green delicas in there. Ooh, I'm about to dig it open. Trying so hard not to bend over the camera. What is that it? It is? Whoa. No, but close. Oh man. I'm just falling out. Got these from someone who's incarcerated for the next 30 years. So they weren't going to be using them, and their aunt asked if they wanted to part with them, and they said, please give it to someone that will use them. You know, it just happened to be in the right place at the right time, really. And really liked his work. These will work. I feel like these will do a little better. They're wider, so they'll be able to rest on the shank a little bit more gracefully. Okay. There's that. Dang, I dropped so many. And now I'm gonna forget about them. And, I would be working at this desk, but it's just so difficult to put the camera because I can't put it in front and off to the side. It's so I threw this here, and hey, I'm gonna close these real quick just in case I sneeze or something. They're, oops, I don't know, let's see. Very, very, very fine powder. You don't want to breathe it in. Sure, these are ready to go. Use regular resin. I don't really have to dome these as much because I'm going to be putting, painting the whole thing in resin to kind of seal the mica. Needed more pupils. Oh, I love these. Still need to get circular glitter, but still just using what I got, and I really like how this is coming out. I will dome it a little bit. I like how these ones came out. So you got the orange up top, the darker blue, or anyway. Alright. Oh, I forgot about. Oh, thankfully I have zero interest in that. I really want to get just about every plant with folk history. And so there's a few that I definitely have zero plans to interact with. And that is one of them. I think I knew someone in high school that messed with them. And if I'm not mistaken, even smelling the flowers a little too intensely. I could be wrong, but I think I remember reading an article that I was quite surprised by. But yeah. There's this film, Clan of the Cave Bear, and I can't remember if in the book it was Datura or if it was another plant that they were consuming. There's a 1986 adaptation on it, a film adaptation. Really great film and movie. Or book and movie. I haven't had a copy of the book in a long, long time. Can't get over how these opalescent sequins, I only have a few of them, but I'm using them individually. And the effect that they give for the eye is dead on. Really stoked that that worked as well as it is. Yeah. Cured these lights, now I gotta let it just sit for a second to fully harden, because when I paint over it with the resin, I don't want to give them any divots or anything like that. This is falling in here. I'll try these beads again. Maybe I don't need as many. And I'm going to try to only get wide ones out. Or wide ones on the thread. They're pretty close to delegas. Delegas are great too, especially if you want to make like a beaded pixel art to ensure each bead is as square as possible as well as uniform. Delegas. Quite pricey. And I'm trying to tell myself, because I feel like I'm going through a lot of hooks and my skills aren't like to where, and a lot of these are useful. However, I can always just put a piece of shrimp on the ones that don't catch any on themselves. I know that's probably cheating and against the law in many states. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I ran out of hooks a lot. There will be a Walmart pretty soon, so I'm quite honestly very stoked about that. They have a tackle section, a camping section, and cheap watermelons, so. This hook thing, or this, even for cording and yarn. So I'll try. Oh, okay. This one's wide but small, so that'll be the end. Oh, so that has to go in last. I think for the head, I'm just gonna try to ball up a bunch of thread. 2. 3. Ooh. Did 6 or 7 last time. Probably don't need as many. This. snap off the excess if they get in the way. Don't think they will. A little awkward to start it with the beads on it, but that's okay. Just when you secure the bead at first, just try to make sure it's pretty straight, like a train track. Brace. Not a brace, like the wood. I go behind it once. This still probably isn't gonna do the trick, but I'll carry on. Yeah. A little better. Also try and get them a little closer together this go around. Oh no, come back. Baby, come back. You could blame it all on me. Whoops. I didn't know my chat was unmuted on COD and accidentally sang some unsuspecting people cheeseburger in paradise in its entirety. Long live the late and great Jimmy Buffett. So, got 2 more hooks or beads on this, but I don't think I need them. I think I'm just gonna, ooh, trust not. My vice is loose. I think that's about as good. I really wish I had got more of a taper in the back. I'll try to put a bead of resin. Scrape some of that up. And real quick, I'm gonna put a bead of resin in the front and back. Keep the knot. And try to build that up a little bit. Because these, being out here, I can imagine if they fell in the canal, a fish would eat them. I accidentally got some ants in the rain barrel, rinsing something off, and decided to see if the gambusia would eat them. The pharaoh ants, the worst ants out here, and they didn't eat them. They actually, it looked like they were recoiling. Is it possible they were getting stung? I don't know. They're brutal ants. Very small. Definitely think this one is an improvement. This is it without being sealed completely yet. Got a nice taper now with that resin. And
20 euros.
Oh, I've been dying to try this. A strawberry flavor. Long story short, my parents were actually going through bankruptcy in my childhood, so and I went to a Catholic school, and like all the kids there had Louis Vuitton bags. I had a Chanel bag actually. I found it at a yard sale for $1. That was from the 80s, so anyway, middle school. They had these spy kits with edible paper, and since then, I've been curious. Oh man. That's pretty good. That's some damn good paper. That was really good. Interesting. Hello, Inking. So today decorating some fish heads that I found on Thingiverse to print for free. The artist that posted these printables, Lexi6_6. I can't get over it. They take 8 minutes to print ones that float, 9 minutes to print ones that sink. And yeah, bankruptcy was brutal. My mom might be a little bit of a shopaholic. She's not rich or anything. Well, now she's basically comatose. It's draining. The little lust for life I have left, to be totally frank. But trying to get down there. Anyway, not to get into that, but yeah. Jokingly say it, she bankrupted us with Fendi, but it's not really a joke. But it's going to a small Catholic school where everyone had a Louis Vuitton bag. It's kind of difficult to try to mind you, I was the only goth kid at this school. I went through many phases. Even went through a bit of a psychopathic phase, which I came to school with ICP patches all over my bags. No shame in my game. Anyway, so like I was gauging my ears. I had double zeros or double zeros, and came to school with nails in my ears, and they said that those didn't count as post earrings. And so the cafeteria, Miss Garcia, cut me some coffee straws that I can use. But quickly discovered thrifting, and that's still one of my greatest passions in life, is to treasure hunt at thrift stores. You know, and last time, what did I grab? Not much, because I'm really trying to find jackets, and for the winter, because it gets cold for me. Everyone else is like, it's so nice out. I'm like, near death. But trying to find some appropriate, like Tesla technology, down fleece, stuff designed for the cold, and waterproof boots, stuff like that. And so I didn't find much. I got a Colorado hoodie. And last haul was like the least of stuff I usually go for. Really utilitarian stuff, like these few sweaters, long sleeve t-shirt, and it's like a Florida staple for anybody here. Long sleeve t-shirts. And God, I'm running a blank. Oh, a shell. I did get a shell, an abalone shell. Couldn't pass it up. It had trade beads on it. And really wanted this doll that was made in New Orleans, but I held back. I don't need any more statues. And found some books. Got a pocket version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I looked everywhere for Old Man in the Sea. I just want to reread it. It takes 2 seconds to read. Old Man in the Sea, Hemingway, of course, and Steinbeck's The Pearl, and Clan of the Cave Bear. Those are 3 books, well, novels that I'm looking for currently, which could get them all day online, but the few books that I did order are unfortunately stuck in Austell, Georgia, and hope everybody's good there. I know they've got hit with some intense flooding, and it's Lefty Cray's fishing knots and saltwater fly casting techniques. And I keep trying to find them. I eat so much buttered bread throughout the day, because like I eat regular stuff, like a lot of beef, and a lot of fried foods, like a ton of fried foods. And for some reason, I know that'll change eventually, because, you know, bodies are always evolving and failing, and doing all kinds of things. And current states are so fleeting and temporary, and like it goes by so quick. But I forgot I did this one too. This one is a little bit more coated in that, and it's so smooth, it just feels like lacquered. And it's really splotchy, only because I put the last of what I mixed last night to try to avoid any waste. But yeah, I don't know how much more bread and fat I could possibly eat. Because when the winter comes, I want to still be able to swim without having to get like $100 wetsuit. Stuff like that. But not stoked at all. I can't stand pants at all. Like, I have a few pairs of pants that I can stand, and they're all from the early to late 90s. The cut of them, the fit of them, the stretch, the pockets, the actual pockets, I can't find any. And the pants that I do enjoy for like working outside, I think they're men's pants, but they fit, or like I don't know, but they're not they're very flumpy and very thick, but that's what you need out there. And jeans aren't really designed to keep you warm anyway. If my memory serves me, they're designed to keep farmers safe and cool. And and it just reminded me. Also, that color is like the. I forgot which one's the whelp. No, that's not the word. The whelp. Whelk? That's a shell. And like woven fabrics, the ones that go up and over. I forgot the name of the two. Oh, Whorl? Something. But like one's white and one's indigo, and that's what gives it that really nice classic color. I always thought that was interesting. And but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for warmth. Found a brand called Little Donkey Andy, and they seem to have the best cuts and the best utilitarian clothing that I could find. And Columbia, of course, but leaning on Little Donkey Andy, they have a perfect blend of waterproof clothes, lightweight, quick dry waterproof clothes, but also like clothes, you know, gearing you for the for Antarctica, which is pretty much how I dress when it's winter here. I have a jacket that has it's like long floor length thing, and it's actually right out there. I should grab it. It's pretty. Pretty funny for Florida. But I don't know many people with a working heater, to be totally. So it's so big, I'm not gonna sit down. This is a direct representation of me during the winter. It's more so like this though. That's pretty much how I spend the few months of winter here. It gets cold, especially in the grasslands. Giant air conditioning. Oh, I should print some more heads. Get those going. Tells me that I can put music on. I don't think Facebook or YouTube automatically shuts the stream down. It'll have me mute half of it, but Instagram, it gives you a warning, I think I remember a warning, but then it shuts right down. Oh, let's talk of cold, can I read? I have a fan pointed to me. I am not from Russia. However, it's one of my number one spots I want to visit. Russian food is something I've always wanted to experience. Really delicious looking. Made borscht a few times. And pelmeni? What is that? Pelmeni? Russian dumplings. Pelmeni. Plmeni. And the dough is super, super easy to create. And you could put anything as the fillings, and they freeze really easily. And they're really satisfying to fold. Circle and fold and like fold. And really good. Plmini. Nope. Pelmeni. Pelmeni. Really good. Any dumplings. And let me keep meaning to grab my cup of water. This hydration is. Oh, there's a bottle. keep an eye on the time, because before it gets dark, I got some repairs that need done on my bike. I didn't realize I popped the chain off. It's an e-bike, so didn't really notice. And it was pouring. After the stream that was at the hunting grounds, it poured all the way back. Thankfully, I was able to get my phone to play Stranglehold, and that song will get you through anything, especially torrential downpour. And not gonna lie, it felt real cool. It really looks like a mess. Chain hanging off. My pole was slapping against trees. The sidewalks are a little unusable out here. Just a lot. It's swampland, so I feel like the roads are always moving around and really thin. They pave them really thin out here. Roots. Like next time I go to the spot that I used to go to a lot, I'll do better at recording the road. It's pretty wicked. It's the most extensive area that I know of that where the roots are just traveling through the asphalt, and bumpy ride. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Theritza. My name is Jaime. Jaime. I almost spelled it. Jaime. I think I'm used to spelling it after saying it so much, because the I is usually before the E. And yeah, my name is Jaime. JaimeLyn. Fun facts. My name, if I was born a boy, in which my dad intended, his third daughter, all he wanted was a son, but my name would have been Bruce Lee. So close. But yeah, my dad's really into Bruce Lee. And his other name, it was before Jesse James, like he did motorcycles or something. It was between Jesse James and Bruce Lee. And yeah. Should have put more in there. I'll have a water thing and put the jugs in. Pretty neat. Instead of the giant bottle you put on top, Code found one where you put the bottle on the bottom, so you could put gallons in there, 2.5 gallons, and anything. Unlimited cold water without taking up too much room in the refrigerator, and don't have to worry about making ice. It's well water out here, so you can't really make ice through the water line. Reverse osmosis was the way that, but excuse me, yeah, very antsy, so I might take a wee break to just fix my bike chain and see if Thomas Nathaniel is down there, and I can see you're struggling to keep your focus on one thing, yeah. Musical chairs, craft edition, experimenting on a few things. I like doing that part on stream because could see how it turns out live, and a lot of times I don't know how the things are going to turn out, and yeah, I spend a lot of time at this desk, so learning live has been pretty ideal for me personally. I'm trying to get my friend to start a channel. I don't know why he won't. He's lived in China for the last 10 years, and go way back, and I think it would be freaking brilliant. And kept trying to get him to go fishing, and he was like, no. And I guess one of his friends asked him to go fishing, so gonna get to see how fishing is in China, hopefully. and he thinks he's gonna try to move to Thailand. He's an English teacher in China, and does stand-up comedy. Um, Drinks heavily, and yeah, a long time ago, I kind of had him on a stream. He was on a FaceTime call, and I think it's live with Teddy in China. His name's Teddy, and really need to get him on YouTube. I know y'all would love him. Dude's a character, and known him since I was a freshman in high school, and don't know a lot of people from those days. A lot of my friends, unfortunately, I have a long list now. I didn't think that was gonna happen until later in life. Most of the people I grew up hanging out with are no longer on this planet. Adam passed away 2 or 3 years ago, and Jenny unfortunately took her own life. My friend Albert, who is someone I've seen every day, my best friend's nephew, had a toothache and asked his mom offered him something, and he didn't wake up. So, and he didn't do anything. He was a surfer. And my friend Tommy, another close friend, I just messaged, yo, let me come on y'all's boat sometime and catch up. 8 hours later, he had a seizure and drowned in a foot of water. And another good friend was gunned down. And a lot of people. And the other closest friend that I had in high school, who remained close with for forever, unfortunately, schizophrenia has completely taken over his mind, and with his family in denial, he hasn't gotten the help he needs, so he lives on the streets now. And no ways to find him or anything like that. Florida is pretty intense, and Floridians are known to be intense, so I feel like I'm a little desensitized at this point. And then one of my favorite humans that I've ever met, and he personally just passed away in their home last week or a few weeks ago, which I haven't really thought much about that because it's just, I can't believe it. And yeah, a lot of people. So out of the people that I've known for that long, I have 2 or 3 left, and yeah, so I spent a lot of time by myself in code, and trying to keep in touch with various people. A lot of people left Florida, and because they would fall into really bad stuff, and have to leave the state, and drugs are very big here, and it's they take people left and right, and like I see that more and more with even small towns, and just too much is funneling in. I think Albert was the one that hit me the worst because he's so healthy, surfer. Everything my friend did was to get him farther and farther, and what he wanted to do with his life was just surf. And and Adam hit me too because he finally got clean, and he was found on Christmas in his truck, and yeah, Florida's really intense. I think that's why I do have such a kind of live in the moment, you only live once that you know of attitude towards life, because it gets shattered over and over again. And when my mom fell into a coma, that was pretty much like my final straw of trying to coordinate normalcy. And Yeah. Life is brutal. It is. And kind of used to loss, I think the first heavy loss that I experienced was the day I was supposed to meet my cousin, and I was talking to him on the phone, and he's like, we're gonna be there soon. He was gunned down with his friend. They were doing archery in the woods, and these two dudes, one dude was from Vietnam, and he was deported, but he came back and killed someone else. And I don't know it's hard to find the names. The one article is behind a paywall, and we were all waiting for him to arrive, but they never did. And yeah, a bunch of things like that. But they're all really good people, and I don't want to forget anybody. I actually have a little list. Unfortunately, it became so prevalent I had to keep track. I'm not sure if this is the updated. Oh, Thomas passed away from cancer. My friend Austin, accidental gunshot wound to the head. And, yeah, everyone had just... Austin, man. He was a hitchhiker, and, they found, like, an abandoned little town. That's what the gist I got, and we're all living out there, partying hard. Like, he lost half of his thumb, and, had a kid, and shortly after, I don't know what the heck could have happened. Unfortunately, I don't know any of the people he traveled with. I went to Catholic school with him, so I've known him my whole life. Since middle school. My fondest memory is Halloween. He came to the school dressed as Barbie, and someone threw a cupcake at him. But he just kept the cupcake, like it was a part of the costume. It was in his wig. It was like so sad because I was like, that dress is from the 80s. Don't throw stuff at it. Lady, you're weird. Nice gloss finish on that. I think another layer of mica would serve this right. Just curing it a little bit, and then I'll throw it under the light. I really like how this one came out. But yeah, love the ones you got, cause really intense. And yeah. Of course, losing a bunch of my dad's friends, which I have a really small family, so a lot of those dudes were like essentially uncles. Andy better still be alive, damn it. Andy's one of my favorite people. Antique dealer. Dude's nuts. Nuts. It's great. And finds the cool stuff. And like his backyard with his wife, well, their house was every inch of it had antiques and collectibles. Every inch of it had antiques and collectibles. And then the back, huge salvaged bits. There was a salvage yard called Adam and Eve's, and it was the greatest place on planet Earth. And like piles of phone booths, piles of hand-painted Spanish tiles. It was the best. I don't know how they went out of business. Must have just called it a day, because they were there for a long time. Adam and Eve's. Got so many heads carrying. This is good. Can't wait to learn how to use these. So if you're make lures or want to, more than happy to try to ship some of these to see what can be done with them. I'm gonna look up how to attach them, because the thing the thing I'm a little hung up on is ironically, my email is, or my original Instagram was called Bruised Little Peach. I know it sounds bad, but yeah. But you know, everyone has an existence, and you know, with all the like surveillance and tracking and stuff, I value being able to stream, because then like my existence is documented on my terms. It's all being documented anyway, and I don't really think of that as a bad thing, because every human being is absolutely jam-packed with individuality, and it's almost as if every possibility and combination is being ran, and like a program would. And I think the more individual existences that are documented by the individual themselves, I think is pretty good. And Hollywood's pretty much crumbling, thank Christ. And just, they're all human beings, and I have a lot of empathy for them. However, like, sex cults, come on. There's so much more to life. I mean, what do I know? But I don't want it to be anywhere where there's like an extreme use of baby oil. And like, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Not that into that. I mean, don't pretend to know what a celebrity deals with. I met a few here and there, and I don't know. I feel like society is almost like a building, and each floor is a different class or a different I prefer the ground floor. Like, there's no street access from the penthouse. I really like it. Definitely gonna work on my mica. It's a little splotchy, but that's okay. These are all practice. I try not to overdo practice. I try to funnel into some form of direct. That's laughable to say out loud. But yeah. I feel like I'm barbecuing over here, gently turning the heads. And also, this is the stuff. And I have just about every color out. Just about every color. Glow in the dark, puffy paint. Or tulip, dimensional fabric paint. Not, no relation to Puff Daddy. I'm sorry. The stuff isn't designed for me, you know? I get that. There's so many different individuals, and things are for everyone. And, I think it's the most ironic example of irony I could ever really because like the portrayals are, I mean, maybe half the stuff they were rapping about wasn't too far off from reality. I just want to show because it's got a nice little pile of things. Then probably gonna eat and I ate small meals, but I ate a bunch of them. I do enjoy food. People laugh at that, but you could ask Code. I'm quite a foodie. And again, that sounds funny because all I've heard my whole life is eat a cheeseburger. It's like I've had like 3 today. I really like burgers. I like sandwiches. There's the worm. The worm thus far. And I'm going to coat it. I coat this one more. When you see the refraction, this plate was kind of a score. It's copper. These, I forgot what decade these are from, but it was very big to do. And I only have 2. Copper enamel plate. Very nice. But anyway, hope y'all have a beautiful day. I'm going to try to fix that bike chain and with some help. And I got some resin on me. But yeah, and then probably finish these fish heads and move on to the next thing because I want to get back tying. And splotchy, but a lot of flash, a lot of shine. I think that's ideal. Not sure though. And I do want to give a go at making smaller ones. Oops. If anybody knows any 3D printable anything I should look into. Printed this a few days ago and it's been a sanity saver. And this a few weeks ago. And this, it's anyway. They don't. So when these are cured, they have 0 smell, 0 tackiness, completely inert plastic. I do like throwing them in the sun to get completely cured, but 0. And like this smells the most, however, it goes away, but if you coat resin over it, it seals in that nail polish smell. Yeah. And I wanted to try to make a glass minnow, but I wasn't sure if this mono is too thin. The 17-pound leader that I have that I was trying to use, I just can't get it to lay flat. And you are trauma dumping on everyone. Yeah, what do you think like 90% of this point is? See a psychologist. Girl, I'm from Florida. Like, it's wild down here. Are you not aware of the stereotypes? Yikes. Anywho, my skin is thick from the Florida sun, so no worries, people. And I also am very sarcastic. I can't help myself there. And life is not a fairy tale. Life is always going to be brutal. Isn't that just common knowledge? many experiences to be had on this volatile planet we got going on. And do not take my sarcasm too seriously. I can't really stay serious for longer than 5 seconds, and maybe that's coping. I don't know. Who cares? Eric Estrada. I think he lives in Boynton or Boca. I am mad. Pure mad, Ritza. I'm pure mad. But thank y'all. Hope everybody has a beautiful day. I'm going to probably sit here for a little bit and finish this. I blow past this like within a few minutes with some good old music blasting, but I do talk myself into circles and try to fill the silence because someone once told me that dead air is not good, and I enjoy being here with y'all as much as I love spending time alone. I like this is a great hack for socializing without leaving your desk, or if you're a little introverted or what have you. And yeah, so happy trails, and yeah, please do feel free to recommend any songs, any films, and hopefully we'll start using these heads, because I'm really excited about it. I'm not exactly sure how to attach them to the hook, and on top of that, how to get the fibers on the inside, so I'm definitely gonna have to watch some videos on how others do so, and any video that I find I'll also link. And yeah, happy trails, love y'all, and have a beautiful day. And yeah, that's all. I'll leave with the, I haven't said it in a while, but it popped into my mind before I hit end stream. In Medilzar, in clay none are, in pine tar is, in oak none is.